Down.
Well, good morning to you. You got Ramblin' Randy here, aka Jedi One, and many other names to people out there in the world. It is an absolutely beautiful morning here in East Texas. The clouds are gone, and we have actually real natural sky blue up there. I'm sure that they'll fix that. This show is being brought to you by, this is the AM Buzz. We're going to start doing this every morning. I'm going to go from the night shift to the day shift for a while. I do that a lot. I love those mornings. I used to run about 3 or 4 miles in the mornings before the sun came up, and then I would sit and meditate as the sun rose, and I had a wonder-filled life at the time. I need that again now. So we're going to call on all of our little tricks to get us into that mental state of mind, because it is all in one's perspective. Everything that exists has to exist up here, or we would never know it. So you want that to be an optimal position. Just wanted to say hi, see you this morning. I'm going to close out this little picture part here, and we're going to get into the morning news of what things that happened last night that you need to be aware of. Again, good morning. Well, again, good morning. The AM Buzz here, brought to you by the Rabbit Hole Herald, Silent Supporters Society, Seekers of Sanity, and many, many more. Friends of Paul Revere, I can't forget that. Folks, we're with all kidding aside, we are in a very, very serious situation. Each morning, I'm going to take my time, research early in the morning, and bring you a report from the things that happened last night and the things that we anticipate happening again today. And that will give you, this will be able to be Bluetooth to your car in the morning. We'll probably have it around, we'll find a particular time. I'm looking at it probably around 9 a.m. Central Time. That would be 10 a.m. Eastern, and adjust it to the left coast as well accordingly. I could change that to be earlier, because I would like to catch drive time while you folks are headed to the office or going to work. If we could get the time to where you can tune in on your radio if you have Bluetooth, or if you're sitting at the house and you want to participate, we'll have that set up to where you can do so. That's our plan. Our objective here is to get 1 million individual free-thinking minds to join our community. We will be creating a self-sustaining ecosystem, both financial, emotional, physical, the whole 9 yards, the whole kit and caboodle. We will be offering that to the world, particularly those in the lower 48 and the confines of everything underneath the red, white, and blue flag of America, which has been commandeered by an evil spirit of beings from all parts of the world, but all started back at the Battle of Waterloo and before with the famous family known as the Rothschilds, which are actually a Bauer family that the name was changed to appear to be a little bit more Jewish. I think that's the case. Let's take a look, get right into this morning, and I'll try to keep these things down under 10 minutes. What we have in the upper left corner is the House meeting to do this ungodly impeachment farce. I've never seen anything in my entire life. Let me explain something right up front. I'm neither a Republican nor Democrat. I'm a person who believes in a fair exchange of value. So if we have laws, we have restrictions, we have regulations, they have to be a fair exchange of value for both the person that is receiving and the person that is giving. If not, you have a gap in the matrix that will be filled at some point in time through strife, through anger, whatever. Let's take a look around the world and right here in our country and find out what an unfair exchange of value does when they are harvesting the blood, sweat, and tears of the extraction and extortion money called taxes. We're going to be getting into all of that, but the upper left corner of the House, that this is from yesterday, kind of it's a live shot, it looks like, that this cat right here had a little meeting yesterday to try to pull over the wool over everyone's eyes and have a vote on a resolution or a pending investigation, this big forest, to try to make it look like they would be crossing the bar of having a vote and having a consensus. They're not voting on impeachment. They're just voting on this forest charade deal. It's an unfair exchange of value. The other team, the Republican side or the whatever you want to call it side, the red side, they don't even get a chance to call witnesses. They don't get a chance to ask questions. It is absolutely bizarre. Let me see if I can get some audio on here and let you see if you can hear this.
This evidence that President Trump may have violated the Constitution. This is about protecting our national security and safeguarding our elections. That's why the Intelligence Committee has been gathering evidence and hearing testimony. Like any investigation, reasonable confidentiality has been paramount.
Now, this is interesting how they do this. We're in a war of words, and that's where we're at. It's the virtual world. I can take any scenario, and I can twist that to the agenda that I may or may not have. And that's what happens here. But what you have to do nowadays, we don't know what law is anymore. The rule of law has been shaded and grayed, and that is by design, because they want to dissolve and cause our Constitution, which is the glue of this country, which has built that shining castle or house on the hill that Reagan spoke of, or what all of our founders envisioned. They did not envision this bullshit here of twisting the words so that the sheeple, the people, would be mesmerized by the words. That's called magic, people. And so they put their magic on these words to try to sway them to their side. The other side does the exact same damn thing when the other party is in rule or they're in rule. It's just one big dog chasing its tail. But if they were to place these things out there, pose them to the sheeple and the people of the world, and base them on a fair exchange of value, have both parties agree that when they cut this deal, it's going to be a fair exchange of value, or we do not do it based on that, or there will be discord, and discord turns into guns, battle, fighting, scooting, and that's what they want. We need a fair exchange of value. Let's take a look around over here on the right side of the screen. This is the Zero Hedge website, and it tells you what's going on, or a little bit about what went on yesterday. Federal Reserve, this Federal Reserve is my main target, and to eradicate the Federal Reserve, see, they've taken our monetary system off of sound money, which means that your dollar is backed by nothing but the size of the cannons that they have to come in and make damn sure you understand it has value. It has no value. Period. End of discussion. Enough said. So if we get rid of this Federal Reserve, they put us in an Amway situation or a Mary Kay. We live, believe it or not, you're not going to like this, but it is true, and I can show it to you, and I will, and I need to, because you need to know this, because we need your mind. We live in an MLM, people. They fractionalize our money. I can show you that it's just like buying Mary Kay products or Amway products. Every time you spend $1, you're buying a Mary Kay or an Amway product. It keeps their deal going. This dollar is a dead deal. It's going to be a dead deal. Can't survive or the world collapses. If it does survive, which is their agenda. We'll be, you hear them say this thing, we'll be slaves. Well, we'll be slaves. We just, you just won't know it. We're slaves now, don't know it. I'm not kidding you. We work for the company's store. We'll never be able to pay the store back. Ever. Every year when they talk about raising this debt, which is coming up on this month, the 21st, I think it is, of next month, or the 3rd, it's coming up real soon. They're going to have this budget deficit, and that means we're going to have to borrow more money from these thieving pricks over there at the Federal Reserve, and they create this stuff out of thin air. Out of thin air. They don't put up any gold, silver. At least they won't show us or tell us. Won't prove to us that they're putting up their gold to loan us the money. Hell, they're just creating these digits, and we're taking it, and we're going out there and borrowing these digits and paying it back with our hard-earned work, our effort, our creativity. This is crazy, people, and I know you probably don't understand that, but please come over and join the Rabbit Hole Herald. And we will show you, we'll educate you, and these things will be coming out. Let me see here. Oh, getting closer. Let me see. Let me pause a minute. I got my programmer on the other line. Just a moment. Ah, yes, that was a great call from my programmer of 12 years or something like that. He's giving me the thumbs up that we should be ready to roll sometime next week or within 10 days. We should have the Rabbit Hole Herald, the Silent Supporter Society, Friends of Paul Revere, and Seekers of Sanity side ready for you people to come over and join, and we can band together, and together we can make a change in our country. And I truly believe that with all of my heart if we band together. We'll learn about the Federal Reserve today. The big deal is going to be this House vote to impeach resolution. It's a farce, as I was just going over. Let's look at the headlines. Kudlow tries to rescue the market with China. China is doing its very best to try to curb. See, there's 183 countries out there. I'll go real quick. I'm 9 minutes here now. 183 countries out there, maybe some say about 212 that are underneath the thumb of the Federal Reserve or the centralized banking system located in Basel, Switzerland, called the IMF, and the BSS, which is the Bank of International Settlements, BIS, the BIS. So China is also sees that this SWIFT system has been choking the globe, and they're doing their part to try to weaken. When they do things, it's try to weaken I believe in my heart of all hearts that they are trying to weaken the SWIFT system and the current monetary policy that has the world under a stranglehold. All this other is just garbage. They're talking about these trade deals. They will come down. They have to. I mean, they have to, or China will tumble, because they're an export country and they're raping us with all the exports. Trump's bringing companies back to the U.S. so that we'll once again be the great export company, proudly made in the good old USA. Remember those days? And then it turned to made in China and everything else. See, also, Hong Kong's trying to crash the recession, creating a recession there in Hong Kong to make them yield. It's all a big game, people. It's all a big game. And the guns are just to scare the people so that it will sway them to get on top of their spokespeople over there and make them change these things that these people up topside want to happen. If it sounds like I'm making no sense, because the whole damn thing doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. So what do you do in a case like that? You band together and you have a good time. Make a lot of money together. You support each other. When someone does something good, for God's sake, flip them a penny, nickel, dime, quarter. How would I do that? That's what we're all about. We're going to show you to go to people that are putting forth their effort and work, like I'm doing now, but other people, not me. I'm using me as an example. I'm reaching out now, and I'm doing my part to try to reach you, to get people to band together, and we come together. They can't stop us, because education is power. We'll teach each other. We'll be teachers. We'll be students all at the same time. And when someone teaches, says something great, or someone makes a comment, we flip them a penny, nickel, dime, or quarter. We monetize our innate value. We go and we listen to people like Rex Bear, good friend of mine, and delivers powerful, powerful content. And then we flip them a penny, nickel, dime, quarter when we get value from them. People, we can step aside from all this bullshit that they have going on Facebook and Twitter and all that, where they're stealing all the content and value from everyone, running in banner ads and making hundreds of millions of dollars and not giving jack diddly to the content creators. We're going to change that. We're going to do it ourselves. We'll support each other. We'll barn build if they did like they did back in the day. Look at here. Adam Schiff is coaching his witnesses on what to say. This is a farce, an unfair exchange of value that will not stand. Epstein, I think myself personally, is still having caviar with bin Laden. OBL did not check in to Davy Jones' locker. What do you mean? Do some research and find out what Davy Jones' locker is. I know. I was in the Navy. Oh Lord, Germany's fixed to take a nosedive, and they're big time. This lady here, she is sucked in by the top side. She is part of the what I call the banker side, or is all about the money. Let's see what he's saying here. This is going to be powerful.
And a fraudulent businessman, and now they've decided they don't like the way he talks to foreign leaders. But they have no evidence and no argument to support impeachment. All they have is the unconditional cooperation of the media and their advance their preposterous narrative. If they had a real case, they wouldn't be wasting time spoon-feeding ridiculous attacks that include defamation and slander on both current and former Republican staff of the Intelligence Committee. What we're seeing among Democrats on the Intelligence Committee down in the skiff right now is like a cult. These are a group of people loyally following their leader as he bounces from one outlandish conspiracy theory to another. And the media are the cult followers, permanently stationed outside the committee spaces, pretending to take everything seriously because they too support the goal of removing the president from office.
Gentleman's time's
Regardless
expired.
of the
Gentleman's
means
time's expired.
I yield the gentleman 15 seconds to close.
Gentleman's recognized.
After today, the House Intelligence Committee ceases to exist. Oversight is not being done. And we now have a full-fledged impeachment committee in the basement of the Capitol. Think about that, America. And I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman yield.
Can you even believe that? They're cutting him off. That is the patriot side, the sovereign side. The bankers and the globalists cut him off. They did this. This guy right here with the bald head needs to have, well, I shouldn't say that. There's spiders all over. But anyway, he needs to be, he needs to take a nap or he needs to get laid down, if you know what I mean. Let's get back over here to the news, and I'm going to close this thing out in 14 minutes. I'm way over. This is just a foundation. Check in with me later. Come over to the Rabbit Hole Herald here in the future. Subscribe to this station right here, this channel. There'll be a little red button down here that you click it. Subscribe and then hit the little bell for notifications, and I'll let you know when the Rabbit Hole Herald's coming up. And if you feel that you have value, you feel that your opinion, your thoughts matter, we do too. Be posted. You can come over and post your thoughts about what's going on the Rabbit Hole Herald. And if we think it has value, we're going to tip you penny, nickel, dime, quarter. Think about it. If there's a million people listening, they flip you a dime. Make for a pretty good Halloween, wouldn't it? This is Ramblin' Randy on the side. See you a little bit later. Remember this, once a person who has been honestly mistaken all their life learns the truth, they either cease to be mistaken or they cease to be honest. What say you?